Cancer Leo to your June Astro Dice reading. Hope your friends are doing great out there. If you friends like this, hit that big old like button and subscribe. Okay, guys, for those of you who are new, this is where I take tarot with astrology and make a small horoscope for the month using only one of the 12 houses. And yes, it is the same as tarot scoping in its own fashion, right? Okay, guys. And if you guys are interested in a personal reading, you can find everything in the description area under the video. And also my second channel if you are interested in guided meditation or relaxing meditation music, okay? So, or just relaxing music as well. Also have uplifting music. Ooh, I know, I'm trying to get it out there. So I told my son I'm building an empire. Okay, guys, let's go. Best message coming out for the month. We got some Scorpion energy coming through into the South Node, into the 3rd house. Okay, you guys got this, huh? Gemini season. Gemini versus the Cancer season, right? Okay, let's see. Well, we have to use Vesta, the goddess within your sacred spiritual center and quiet dignity. And of course, you're talking about that South Node, so that South Node is talking about that karmic, right, past life. This is suggesting behavior patterns that may have their roots in the past lives are reactivated so that you may experience them again and bring them to resolution. So redoing something from your past life. And I always tell people, sometimes people say, well, I actually experienced that already in this life. It makes you wonder, did you do it in the past life in the 1800s and again in the past life when I was 20? Could be a possibility. But I always say it could be one or the other of it, but you know, you'll know. And if it's something you never experienced that you could ever remember, you definitely know that was my last life in 1930s or whatever, right? So yeah, it gets weird like that, but definitely have to redo that because it's something that you have to do that's a part of what your soul wants you to do on this journey, and make it right as much as possible, right? This energy is intense, masterful, thoughtful, and magnetically charming, but also secretive and possessive, your Scorpion energy. We'll see why that's there. Going straight into the 3rd house. Yeah, see? No matter what, that's it. And it makes sense. Excuse me. This is your potential to learn something in your local neighborhood. And exactly what your soul's trying to do. It's trying to make you redo something to get it right. So you're going to have to learn something. Something you're going to learn. Whether you already experienced this once already or not. We'll see. It's going to be different for everybody. So going straight into the situation is the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month. Going straight to the beginning of the month first is the King of Keys in reverse. Trying to use these cards more so I can get all these cards down. Commitment in reverse. Oh, it makes sense. Queen of Keys in straight up, upright. I do read reversals. They're needed. Well, talking about building an empire, as I said, the King of Kings in reverse is saying, I'm not building an empire. I want to build an empire, but I'm not seeing my castle. I'm not feeling my castle. But the Queen of Keys says, but I'm still looking out, trying to build my empire. The keys over here are those ones. They want to build. They're career builders. They want to build things. Where are the keys? No, I'm sorry. Those are swords. Those swords. No, it's wands. No, those are wands. However, doesn't matter. It's like right now it doesn't matter. For some reason I can't remember. It doesn't matter. I have all this information coming out. It's like, don't even worry about that. Nobody cares. What it is right now is saying I'm thinking about building this empire and I can't get to this empire, but there's not enough commitment. It's saying I don't have enough commitment to actually get to where I'm trying to get to. The commitment is all over the place. The commitment of, oh God. Let's just clarify this first. You need self-discipline because there's too much opposition up against you and the lack of direction, lack of control, and which causes carelessness. Now the King of Keys over here, let's just see what that says for a second, guys. Because I see what it's saying, but it's kind of like, okay. But I know you guys. So that's why I'm thinking, why does it say that? Especially those who subscribe. I know what you're doing. A lot of you, I do your personal readings. In reverse, it says you are having many difficulties at this time. It's a time to focus on understanding how your life's purpose can complete your career directives. When you have clarity on that, you will know the actions to undertake. Whether you are a man or a woman, the King of Keys reverse might indicate a man of commerce who is stepping away from work or who is not available to you. So it's pretty much saying with the commitment is like the commitment is not available to you. You're not in the right direction. You're off track. You're not going where you're supposed to be going right now. You think you're on track, but you're not on track to build the expansion for what you're looking for within your life. So somehow or another, just like in your past, you need to put yourself back onto the path of where you need to be because you're not on the right path. There has to be more productivity. There has to be more responsibility. It has to have more financial growth to be able to achieve what it is you're looking for. You have to have good investors or find good investors and good investments before you can even start to even have this turnaround. It's pretty much saying you have to be more productive to actually get to where you need to be. Okay, so with the Queen of Keys, it says you need to continue to keep looking out. You need to continue on this journey because where you're going is going nowhere. It's going nowhere and nowhere fast because you're not exactly looking in the right areas or you're not looking properly. You're not doing what it is you're supposed to be doing. Okay, so this is a woman of authority. Okay, they're sensitive, helpful, thoughtful, confident, of course. But besides that, it's a positive business person who wants to climb the ladder to success. But the problem is this is a person who wants to have that self-employment, and you're looking for that self-employment. You're looking for that independence. You're looking for this business opportunity or for you to, you know what I mean, to go up on within your life purpose. But the problem is that you have to have more mental clarity to get to the success, to have the breakthrough. Your mental clarity on where you're making the decisions is not properly, it's not properly like engaged. It's like a lot of manifestation, but not enough action. So it's pretty much saying that there's not going to be any kind of personal transition because you're not getting into the boat to actually do anything. You actually have to get out there and actually put yourself out there to find investors, to find what it is you're looking for, to find the right kind of job that's good for you, or to make that commitment. So you're going to learn something this month. I think right now we just learned something right now, and that was it, right? I think that in itself was a learning. So it's saying there's too much planning, but too much delays in actually getting it going. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Same with if it was love. Right? I have the perfect person in my head, but I haven't left the house, right, to find this person. Or I'm not taking opportunities to find out if it is that person. So in the mid-month, it feels like it's a chess game. So you're actually in an opposing state between you and what it is you're trying to create, whatever it is you're trying to learn, whatever it is you're trying to go after. Okay? Whatever that is. Buddha prepares. That's a lot of manifesting in the karmic trench, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So it says you're pretty much putting yourself into a karmic trench. That's why the South Node's there. And it's saying you're doing the same thing as you did in the past. Like I said, whether it was the past in this life or whether it was, the past in the past life from the 1800s, which more than anything still probably was within that past life from the 1800s, no matter what, even if it showed itself here in this life, because then you would say, well, I did that in the past, I remember that. But if it was past life, you're not going to remember. Okay, so that's why I always say that, because it's usually, when it comes to I've already done that, it's usually 2 in 1 anyways. The chess game, it's just pretty much you put yourself into this game that becomes a karmic trench. You really have to settle down. You really need to think about what it is that I truly want, because I can't wait. I'm not going to, the universe is waiting for you to take action. It doesn't just bring things to you. Even if you made the plans, it's literally saying, even if you made the plans, this is not a good investment because you didn't do anything to invest. You may have taken the time to invest in the plan as the Queen of Swords, but as the, yeah, okay, there it is. But within the Queen of Keys, but as the King of Keys is saying there's not enough action. You're not on the right path because you're just frustrating yourself trying to get somewhere that is not going to it's not taking place. And why it's coming up now is because there's something going on. We're going to actually dig into this one. And I know I usually don't dig deep into these type of readings, but we actually have to understand something. Why is it so important now? Why is it so important now that it wants you to understand this situation? Right? Why would it come up as being such an important detail? Well, let's look. Clarify on why this is so important now. I think it's because it wants it to set up. That's really what my intuition is saying. It really wants to set things up for you. Yes, because it wants to start taking action on this, but it needs more of your time. You're introverting yourself away from what you need to really be building. If you really want this to go somewhere and you really want something to start moving, you need to start moving. You need to actually take action. You would have to go out there, and it's like if it's a business or something, you might have to go out there and get a loan. You see what I'm saying? To be able to have that investment. If that's really what you want, right? That's what it's saying. You're going to have to take out a loan. You're going to have to find these things, because the universe is not going to just go out and find them for you. Queen of Swords on top of the Queen of Swords, pretty much. And this is why it's saying there's got to be a lot more communication of what's going on within the situation. You have to reach out more to people. You need to, take more action on the situation. Otherwise, this boat is going nowhere. Okay, so on the chess game over here, but Spirit is saying it wants you to start doing this, not just manifesting. Now, the manifesting is over, but now it's time for you to actually get busy, right? The chess game says that there could be wealth. You're looking to attain this wealth. You're looking to attain what it is needed. And there is wealth out there. There is stuff out there for you. You just have to center yourself around these situations. The Buddha prepares says that you're too impulsive. You need to settle down, right? You have high expectations of something happening that is very, very, at this point in time, very unpredictable and very unachievable. It's unachievable expectations unless you do what you're supposed to do. So you need to, with Buddha prepares, it says you need to center yourself so that you can look at it from a higher point of view, really change things around. So when you don't get stuck like you did in the past life with some wonderful thing and not being able to do so. It reminds me of like Tesla. And I don't mean the car guy. I mean the electric guy. Real Tesla. Okay? Nikola Tesla. He built all that electricity. He built all that stuff. But because he, was having a hard time getting people to do things for him, if he would have just moved a little bit faster, and I know he had the world against him, right, then he would have been able to get that electricity out there and really, free electricity. Now, but he was building and building and building. But it just feels like because of what he was up against and him not moving quick enough in certain areas, he could have literally got things out a little quicker. It's just this problem was he keeps going back to only the one person, only the one thing, only this, right? Of course, Edison didn't help. Right? The Edison company, the Edison Electric didn't help him, right? Oh, but it's just that he in his own way was digging a karmic trench. Because there was other places. I mean, they even said in the movie that he could have went over here instead, but he just couldn't seem to get away from that one place. And that's what it's trying to tell you. You need to get away from that karmic thinking, that karmic trench. You need to manifest and work magic and take action somewhere else. You're still building on the same creativity that you have, but you need to look outside of the box. That's really what this is. Look outside of the box, because you're only seeing it one way and you're only expecting it to be one way. We manifest things. It doesn't always come the way we manifest things. So if it's not coming together, that's what Spirit is saying. It doesn't happen like that. We don't have the outcome. We give it an outcome, but we do not expect it to happen that way. We do, but the universe does not. So you could literally say, well, because I'm going to sit over here in Starbucks and wait for my love to come because I know I'm going to meet them right here in Starbucks. No, you're not. What in the hell ever gave you that idea? Whatever gave you that idea? No, it won't. It would be almost 1,000,000 to 1 that the guy that you're going to meet is actually going to come into the Starbucks. More than likely, you're going to meet him down at the gas station as you're pumping your gas. You see what I'm saying? We have expectations of the way we do things, but that is not the way the universe works. That's why when we visualize what we know and what we want, but you have to let go of the expectation of it only works this way, because it doesn't. In fact, most of your visualizations, you'll realize when they do come true, half of them don't come true the way you visualized it. That's the truth. So Spirit is saying, I want you to take action on this and start manifesting it, but I want you to manifest this different, and I want you to get rid of any high expectations or unachievable expectations that you think of the way it's coming in, because that's not the way it is. So the end of the month says, and this is where you're learning. This is what you're learning. You're actually learning. That's it. That my expectations are not going to be exactly what I think. I have to redo this and rethink this out. But when you rethink it, don't make it to where it only can be this way, because it'll never happen that way. Guaranteed. Unless you know for a fact that the only way that my friend can text, is going to text me, because the only way to get a hold of me is through text. That's a different scenario. But stuff like this, no way. No way. It won't happen. So it's saying it's time for you to use your creativity and receptibility, because you're holding all this power within yourself, but you're not allowing the power to escape. You have all this power, all this creativity. You have the world in your hands. At the end of the month, you have all of this, and the universe wants you to use it. You have all this energy. She's standing in this water. She's being receptive to all of this like a little magnet, and allowing all of the universal energies to come towards her. You don't need to be on the lookout for all the red flags and be on the lookout for it's going to happen this way, that way, or this way, because it's just becoming a disaster. The muse, right? The muse is, let's see what the muse says. The muse in reverse. If you've been trying to give birth to a creative project, the labor pains are probably not over, regardless of the type of endeavor. From a new business to a poem, you may be feeling caught in the proverbial writer's block with your integrity. Okay. Even if inspiration does trigger your creative action, there may be outside obstacles that are holding your project at bay. Try not to be dismayed, though. This is only a passing phase, and you'll be able to handle it well if you don't resist the energy at hand. For now, let yourself move into a more receptive state. Now, it's crazy because it says that's exactly what you're doing. So it's saying in the end month, It wants you to stop using those, right? Those holdups and holdbacks and get into your power. You're going to find this power. This power is just boom. Okay, time for you to use them and everything will come to hand, and not worry about those things. But don't allow self-sabotage to happen by thinking it's only going to happen this way, that way, or the other way. So Spirit really wants you to understand that right now is the time to learn how to master this by actually using different ways. And you need a different technique. You've been waiting years, you've been waiting months, you've been doing this, you've been doing that. But more than anything, what I hear is because you're looking for a certain outcome to happen, and that's not going to be it, right? You're going to build that strength up because you have infinite amount of strength, infinite amount of creativity, infinite amount of influence around you, and things that can help you focus on the journey at hand. So with the Queen of Forces, it says, therefore, you're going to have a lot of difficult decisions on going to weigh you and bring in all these different choices and different things at hand. You're going to have to change things around a little bit. Okay, and you will, therefore, the lookout says, now you will start feeling renewed. Now you're going to renew yourself with all this energy and creativity, and all that love and compassion and new feelings will come through with the Ace of Cups, refreshing everything that you've been putting your manifestations in, refreshing the whole system. That's it, right? It's refreshing it, so that way you can become the King of Pentacles. Now you can feel like, okay, now I can attain what I need to attain. Start feeling like a businessman. Start feeling like I have wealth. Start acquiring the leadership that I need, being more disciplined in the situation, and start really moving towards what it is I truly want. That's what it is. It's not about needing a time. It's about you finding what it is you need. If you just sit over here and say, I need time, I need time, I need time, well, it's not up to the universe to give you the time. It's up to you to make the time so that way the universe can bring it to you. You're the first step to time. You are actually the most perfect timing of the timing. See, that's where people don't understand when we say universal. It's universal. I'm on universal timing. Okay, well, it all starts with you. You actually make the clock run. It's not the other way around. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. You make the wheel move with karmic deeds, this, that, things that we're doing. So when you say, I'm waiting for this perfect timing, well, you have to take action to get that clock running. Right now it's saying the thing you're learning right now is the clock is not even moving. You've put some energy out there, but not enough to get it to where it needs to actually really get that moving. The Chariot's not moving. The visualization is sitting there. The idea is sitting there, but it has no movement. And it's not going to unless that's what you need to learn. You need to learn to use this. You learned how to manipulate the energy, but the energy has to have action. Right? So the only way to actually get this going is to actually take that action and have no 100% expectation of how 100% it's going to go down. That's the biggest no-no. Because the universe doesn't work on how we want things to go down. Right? Because otherwise you're saying, I'm putting restrictions on this. The universe can't have restrictions, guys. Because there has to be perfect people, the perfect timing, the perfect this, the perfect that. And if that person can't get here, then you have to wait for them to be there. Everything has to come into motion. It has to have its own divine timing in its own way. So the divine timing is definitely on the universe, but not, you know what I'm saying? But that's only built on how it's going to come together. You co-create. He's going to put it together and make a masterpiece. And you think the tree is going to be here, and he says, I don't like the tree there. I'm putting a tree over here. You're going to walk to that tree. You're not going to just sleep next to this tree that I'm going to make, right? So that's what you're going to learn. And it's very important right now because it looks like he really wants to start speeding this process up. Your manifestations are sitting in 5D. as if they've already taken place, but we need to bring them to 3D. And that's what he's really saying. I need this in 3D. I want to bring this to you. And if you think about that, how beautiful is that? That's saying it's already in the making. I just need to bring it through the portal. I need to make it into 3D. If you lived in 5D, you would see it. You already own it. And make sure that when you are manifesting, you understand, I already have this. Most of you must already do, because it's already saying it's in 5D. So therefore, you've already made it yours. Now you just need to bring it into reality. But that takes a lot of work, and that's what you're going to master. That's what they're trying to teach you in this lifetime. That's what they're trying to teach you, because obviously the last lifetime you failed and you didn't have that. And it's, and so obviously you're a very creative person, right, to be able to do this. Whether it's love or whatever it is that you're manifesting, whatever it is you're trying to go after. Okay, everybody's story is a little bit different, but just remember those things, guys. Okay. And if you are, interested in meditation with hypnosis, I do hypnosis meditation on my second channel. You can find that in the description area. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.